Thousands of people have reported finding young hawks alone on the ground over the last few days in Tucson.
The Tucson Wildlife Center says the excessive heat we've had is to blame. 9 on your side's Alexa Liacco live at the Tucson Wildlife Center with more on what's being done to save these birds. Alexa?
Yeah, well, we're in the triage room of the Tucson Wildlife Center, and they have been absolutely inundated with calls about Cooper's hawks, young Cooper's hawks, just like this one here, that have jumped out of their nest too early. The center says they usually get about 70 calls per season about these birds, and in just the past few days alone, they have rescued more than 200 of these animals. So it's been an extremely serious crisis with these animals because of the excessive heat. Now, they try to keep the birds for just a couple days, but a lot of them get injured. This one here, he has a broken leg, and so he'll have to stay for more than a few days. But this little fledgling, if you can see him back here, he's sleeping. He'll be returned to a nest, and a makeshift nest, so he can be hopefully rehabilitated into the wild very quickly. And that's what this rehabilitation center tries to do. Now, most of these birds will survive on their own out in the wild where you find them. So the Tucson Wildlife Center is asking you to, call them anytime you see one of these animals, because most likely they can survive on their own. If it looks like this, if it's an older hawk with brown feathers, it will be all right on its own, but you still can call in the center. Now, if it's a fledgling and it's fluffier and it looks like these two other guys over here, definitely call the center. They say you can send them photos so you can see what to do with these animals, but you can make a makeshift nest with a shoebox and some leaves, place the bird in there, put it in the shade. The big thing is these animals were trying to escape the heat, so if you can place them in the shade or leave a very shallow bowl of water next to one of them, that will help them cool off. But either way, just call the Tucson Wildlife Center. They're happy to answer your questions, and most of these animals will be okay on their own. So that's what they're hoping everybody can know. But it has been a pretty big crisis because of the heat. So they're hoping to, help these guys out and get them back into the wild. Live on the east side, Alexa Liacco, KGUN-9 on your side.
Alexa, they're just the cutest little things, little gray furry balls in there.